Burke's on his feet. He looks up and gives me a grin and says, "Hey dude, you too must be from Marin." Marin County's A-OK, from Tam to Stinson all the way to MA. Fresh organic veggies in the market every day.
Welcome to the Run TMC podcast. That is the Run the Marin County podcast, a podcast about basketball in Marin County. Good morning. I am Duffy Ballard, and I'm here in person with my buddy, Dave Levine, who's got a hot cup of coffee. It's a beautiful April morning, and we're going to talk some Marin County basketball. How's it going, Dave?
It's going great, Duff. Thank you for the hot coffee. Thank you, podcast dog Kenya, for walking on my feet just now. That was great. Everything's awesome. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, Kenya was a little late to breakfast this morning, and so she's, showing a bit of a temper, but the temper will be taken out on your feet, and then hopefully we can all move on.
I get it.
All right, Kenya. Settle down, Kenya. Okay, so we are going to start this morning with just a couple notes from previous episodes, a couple quick updates. Dave, I heard from friend of the podcast and San Anselmo Mayor, Eileen Burke, from our Eileen and Joe Burke episode.
Yes.
If you recall, she's had a mini hoop outside her house in San Anselmo for a number of years, and the kids come by and they'll do dunk hoops. Pretty cool thing. And she just gave me the update that she had a really nice gesture from some kids in the neighborhood. They dropped off some flowers and a gift certificate to Kachina, and they called themselves the Mini Hoop Boys. And just to mention the Mini Hoop Boys, I got their names here. They got Jonah, you got Max, you got Timo, Eli, Jake, Nick, Finn, Oscar, Ryan, Bennett, and another Max. So very cool. Very cool to have the mini hoop and then also have it be appreciated.
Yes, very kind. Thanks, Eileen, for doing that for the community. I drive by it all the time and always makes me smile seeing the mini hoop. Very cool.
And Dave, last episode with Fritz Pointer, which if you have not listened to this episode, one of my all-time favorites.
Yes.
I just love listening to Fritz and his voice. You could tell that he was raised in, the son of a preacher man. He just has a cadence about him and his storytelling and a wisdom. Great episode. But before we got to that interview, we did talk a little bit about John Feinstein, one of your heroes, Dave. And I asked you a question about him and Bobby Knight. And we did a little research because, of course, Knight was not initially happy with all of the details in A Season on the Brink, and we wondered sort of what happened between the two of them. So, Dave, how can we finish that part of the story?
Well, thanks to our listener and fan Alan Rossi, who instantly gave us some feedback. But yeah, apparently Knight did not love the profanity that was included in the retelling of the season in Season on the Brink, and Knight and Feinstein ended up being estranged for almost a decade. They reunited, had an encounter in Hawaii, apparently. But I think the relationship never fully recovered, is what the internet told us. Feinstein later, reflected on the experience, stating that he owed Bob Knight a debt he could never repay for the access that Knight granted him. And the book's success, it's one of the best-selling sports books, if not the best-selling sports book in history. And that success was largely due to that access. And obviously Knight's just unique, fascinating one-of-one personality. Steve Lavin, our old friend, who we talk about a lot, spent a few months with Bob Knight before Steve got the job at Purdue. And he has some incredible stories about Knight. Knight is just the most complicated guy. Again, I can't recommend enough. Read that book. It's a really fun, interesting, fascinating read about a character who was so tough. And we're going to get to some more discussions later about coaches and coaching styles, but you can't be more mentally challenging or verbally challenging than Bob Knight. But then he had a massive heart. He did so many charitable things that nobody knew about and was an incredible mentor and father figure to the kids he coached.
Complicated persona.
Yeah.
And maybe Feinstein and Knight are having a cup of coffee together down in hell. Because, As Mark Twain said, Dave, you go to heaven for the weather, but you go to hell for the company.
There you go. I like it.
Anyway, we digress. So we're going to get into the meat of this episode. Very Marin-centric episode with Marin-centric guests. Really fun interview in the Nelson Room. We were back in the Nelson Room, but before we do that, we're going to give some off-season updates for Marin County basketball. But before we get to that, Dave, we're going to stop for what time is it?
Oh, it's sponsor time.
It is sponsor time. So we have some exciting news with a new sponsor, more to follow. But the big news today is that, Dave, we have now, as a podcast, we have established some new tariffs on any sponsors coming from outside Marin County will be subject to a 34.2% tariff on top of normal sponsorship rates. So
Not funny. Not funny at all. It's been a tough week in the market.
not funny until the Dow makes a bit of a comeback.
Yeah.
The thing that just really is scaring me is, what if all of this is because someone really smart is shorting the market and also establishing trade policy?
I'm beyond trying to understand what the thought process is. So let's just talk about basketball, Duffy.
Let's go to
Don't depress me.
Let's go to safe zone.
Yes, but we have a new sponsor.
We do have a new sponsor, and there may be a little sponsor bit that gets inserted in this episode, or maybe it's the next episode.
Yes.
So stay tuned. It's an exciting new sponsor that will lead to opportunities for you to order a Run TMC t-shirt.
Yes, we hear you, fans, listeners. There's demand for these t-shirts. They're awesome. And our new sponsor, who is fantastic, is going to help facilitate getting t-shirts in your hands more efficiently. So,
and maybe even some Run TMC tube socks as well.
Other items, paraphernalia, in addition to shirts. Yes.
More to follow. Okay, so to get into the meat of this intro, Dave, last Sunday, you and I had a wonderful breakfast with the Mikes, Coach Mike Fulton, Coach Mike Saya. They were at Hilda's, and we caught up. It was great to see Mike. You know, he lives outside of the area now, but he drove 2.5 hours to
Mike
come.
Fulton.
Mike Fulton, yes. So it was great to see Mike Fulton, and it was great to see Mike Saya. Mike Saya drove from outside of San Anselmo. Mike Fulton drove from outside of Marin County. And we caught up, but we also covered a number of topics specific to Marin basketball. So we're just going to kind of run the table on these.
Yep. Go ahead.
All right. So we heard from Mike Saya that for MCAL, despite quite a bit of discussion about other options, the single round robin is going to be back. And I don't know for how long, whether this is permanent for a year or whatever, but yeah, single round robin is back. Mike, who of course is no longer going to be the coach at Marin Catholic, still does have strong opinions about that, as do I. It just doesn't seem to make sense in terms of creating a Marin vibe about basketball. You lose home games as a school because of this decision.
Mm-hmm.
Teams have to travel to tournaments over the holidays and pack in a bunch of games in a short period of time, which can have an upside, but it really, I think it detracts from the basketball in the county in a significant way. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, it's a complicated situation. You have some schools who feel strongly in favor of the single round robin because it gives them more opportunities to compete against teams out of the area and challenge their kids. I'm with you and Mike that I like the traditional, I think Mike even said, are we a league or not?
Right.
And so having a home and home with your league foes is just more fun. It's so 26 games. And now 8 of them are league games. So now MCAL teams need to find 18 non-league games. So you're doing a lot of traveling. But, that also could lead to great opportunities for the kids to challenge themselves and play in gyms they've never been in. And there's a learning experience there. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and of course you can play league teams in a non-league,
which they often do.
Which they do, but what my observation about that was that because of NCS being kind of a crapshoot now because it's
Yep.
based on the rankings, and you don't know if you're going to get a favorable ranking and have a chance to make a run to state, or whether you're going to get, put in, a division up and a bad seed, and then you're one and done. You don't really know that until
Right.
the very end. Really, the goal, at least the goal at Archery we talked about this year, was winning NCAL, because that's something we could control. And if your goal is winning NCAL, it's those 8 games that matter. If you play a league opponent in the preseason, like, you don't want to show everything. Like,
Right.
you may show nothing.
Right.
You may play, you may sit a starter, you may play your subs a lot, and it becomes the gamesmanship of it. Whereas if that was a league game, you'd be in it to win it.
Yep.
So I think that it makes those non-league games, I don't know, they don't seem to really matter all that much.
Yeah. Well, that flows into another topic we hit on at breakfast, which was just overall competitive equity.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's no right answer here. It's really challenging to figure out how do you handle slotting teams into the appropriate postseason division to make for, ultimately the reason that we do all this is, for the kids, right? For the players to have a great experience playing high school hoops. But there are good and bad about the competitive equity. Marin Catholic girls benefited, won the state
Right.
for Division III. If they had won a couple more games, would they have then been bumped up to Division II and have a lower seed and had to go on the road?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened to the Redwood girls. Had a fantastic season, won MCAL. You kind of, and this, as we've talked ad nauseum about my San Domenico team last year, where you sort of got punished for your success.
Let's get past that. We can move on.
I'm just spend 45 minutes talking about San Domenico. But, and it's happened to, we've seen it in a lot of different situations. So I don't know what the right answer is, but yeah, competitive equity is a complicated situation. You reached out to
Coach Smith, Elliot Smith, longtime coach at Lick, great coach. They had a great season.
fantastic guy,
Yeah.
awesome guy.
Really nice guy. I have never met him in person, but we have, been intermittently texting about various matters for a year or so now. Really, super guy. So I asked him whether there were going to be any significant changes, because he's been involved with NCS for a while now, whether there were significant changes for next year. He said no word yet, but there is a AD conference, athletic director conference in Reno next weekend. So in a week or so, after April 14th, he says, we may know more. But they have on the website, they have published the basic criteria and rules for next year. So those haven't really changed. There's still going to be 26 games allowed, 2 scrimmages, foundation game November 25th. Official ball sponsor Spalding is back again. No Evo for NCS.
Oh.
Yeah, so there you go, Dave. And the base divisions are also out. But what I don't know is whether or not a team like Branson, that won Division III, now they are a Division V team based on size. They won Division III. Now, will they potentially be moved up their base division to Division IV, so they could go up potentially to Division II? And if so, how is that decision made? Because you could also see a team like San Domenico going up to Division IV because they had a great year, but San Domenico is not returning a lot of guys, so they probably are not going to perform like they did this year, next year, whereas Branson has all these great young players coming back. They could be a D1 open team next year, potentially. So anyway, more on that. But I would like to see some of these teams personally that, had, even if they went up a couple divisions this year, if they had a nice run in NCS, their base division should change.
Yeah.
I think as a basic rule.
Side note, I didn't know about the going back to the Spalding.
Mm-hmm.
I heard some analysis in the NCAA tournament. The NCAA tournament uses the Wilson Evo basketball. Those bright orange basketballs. Mm-hmm. And someone was pointing out the level of missed layups in March Madness was staggering the first couple rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And he attributed it to the basketball. That the kids weren't used to that basketball.
Weren't used to it. Okay. It does have a different feel. It feels lighter.
It's very weird. It's very different.
It can't actually be lighter, but it feels lighter.
Yeah, it's a different feel. So that's interesting. Okay, should we get to the coaching carousel?
Yeah, item number 3.
So as happens every year when the season ends, there is the coaching carousel. You have coaches who are let go, coaches who choose to step away, and this year is no exception. So as far as we know, we might be missing some, but coaching changes around Marin. The Novato boys, Dan Curtaz is the new Novato boys coach. He was the Novato girls coach last year. He is stepping into that role. Jim Fagundes has been named the head coach for the Novato girls.
Longtime coach, coached at St. Vincent's, Ukiah.
He's been around for a long time.
We don't know him, but he's been around for a long time.
I believe Tim Morgan is back as the Tam boys coach.
I think so. Yeah, and he really did a nice job with that team since he took over, for Neil Chavez.
Totally.
And we miss Neil. Come back, Neil.
Neil's great. We love you, Neil. And then a bunch of jobs are open. The Branson girls job is open. The Marin Catholic boys job is open,
which is a hot job.
Hot job.
We've been hearing a lot of rumors about applicants to that job.
Indeed, some really, really good coaches. Duffy, the Archie Williams boys job is open. I will say the San Domenico girls job is open. I stepped away. I loved it, but I just can't be a head coach. It's too busy. So I stepped away. The Terra Linda girls job is open, and the San Rafael girls job is open. So lots of openings around the county, and looking forward to hearing who will be named into these roles. I know that it's spring break time. People are out of town, but I know interviews are going on for some of these roles. Some of them will probably pick up more in earnest later in April and May. And I would expect that most of these openings will be filled by May to get ready for the summer in June when Summer League starts.
Yeah, Jet Russell, the athletic director at Archie, is taking a well-deserved couple-week vacation. And so word is that, the interviews for the Archie job will occur later in April and probably decision late April, early May. I want to make the official announcement, Dave, that I have entered the assistant coach transfer portal.
Ooh.
And so if you have some NIL money out there that you'd like to spend on someone with a deep knowledge of Huddle and a great desire to make a lot of clips, reach out to me.
Also a fantastic maker of coffee.
You're welcome.
Hot or cold.
Yeah.
He's like a 5-tool coffee player. So speaking of NIL, there was some interesting news. So obviously the transfer portal opened up. I don't, Duffy, understand why the NCAA opens up the transfer portal before
it's ridiculous.
The tournament is done. It does not make any sense to me, but it is what it is. So the transfer portal opened up, and close to home, our friend Jace Butler entered the portal. He's leaving Washington, and we've heard, unconfirmed, but we've heard that he is heading to, where's he going?
We have heard that he's heading to Colorado State, the Rams, who had a great tournament.
Nico Medved.
Yeah, they beat Memphis.
Yeah, awesome coach.
And then they should have won their second round game. Was that Texas Tech? Anyway,
they're really good.
They're very good. Yeah. So yeah, that would be great. I mean, we were kind of hoping that Jace might be coming home to play with TT at Cal, or at USF. USF is losing their backcourt, but it sounds like most likely going to Colorado State. Now, I got this intel from my son Holden, who does workouts with Jomar, Jace's dad. So it is like not directly from anyone.
Right.
So we will do a player control if we're off base here.
The transfer portal, I don't know if I don't think there is an official transfer portal site, but there are a number of services online where, so if you Google, NCAA transfer portal, men or women, you can see a number of the players who are in it. It's staggering how many kids are in the transfer portal. Cal alone, on the men's side, 3 of their top players are in the portal. It's just a new world order. I feel like some things has to change. I don't know how to affect that change, but it really has become a 1-year thing for kids going to schools. And you see a number of college players who will end their college career having played for 3 or 4 teams. Aiden Mahaney, Bay Area kid, great player, played at St. Mary's his freshman year, had an awesome year, transferred to UConn.
Got a lot of money.
I think I've heard got like $1 million. Played at UConn, did not get a ton of minutes, was a solid player on a solid team.
Overrated.
Hit the portal again. So here he's going somewhere else. Stanford women I was just talking to Pam Nelson, Carly's mom, last night. 2 of the Stanford women's players are in the portal. So every team, it seems, is impacted by it.
And we were talking at breakfast. I don't know if this is true, and maybe he'll come on the podcast to talk about it. But the speculation that TT might go to Cal and have a really good year at Cal, which seems possible, if not likely,
Yep.
and then enter the transfer portal and to go to a contender for the for the championship, which of course would make sense for him. But as a Cal fan, that's kind of a little bit disappointing to even think about. Even if it's not true, it seems like it's plausible. And in the old days, he would probably stay a year or two, maybe go NBA, but he's going
Right.
to stay at Cal. Now, who knows?
Well, it's really hard to get attached to teams.
Right.
And on the women's side, this is more unique to the women than the men, but Olivia Miles, who played at Notre Dame, one of the best players in the country, was on every draft board expected to be a top 5 pick in the WNBA, just announced that she is foregoing the WNBA and hit the transfer portal. Basically, she'll make a lot more money playing in college than she would in the pros, which is strange. It's just
Yeah.
it seems backwards, but her salary with the WNBA would be like 80 grand or something silly low, and she'll make probably $1 million or something playing for wherever she goes, UCLA, Texas, I don't know. So it's a strange world.
Crazy new world.
Yep.
All right, so we have not so much transfer news,
Yeah.
but we have senior news. So we have TT, we know is going to Cal, but give us a couple other locations of our soon-to-be graduating basketball seniors from Marin and where they might go and play ball in college.
Yeah, well, so on the girls' side, Izzy McFadden, our guest today for this podcast, along with Jocelyn Jiganis and Caden Korst. Izzy is going to play at Denison in Ohio. It's a Division III school. Izzy's an awesome player, 2-time MCAL Player of the Year. So congratulations to Izzy. And then Avery Meyerberg, we mentioned this before, she's heading to Amherst to play, along with Olivia Sonens, who great player for University, a Marin kid, also going to Amherst. So exciting to see some Marin kids going on to play at the next level.
And we believe that Gio Bravelli is going to play at Santa Rosa JC.
That's what we've
been told.
heard.
Waiting to hear on Gavin Early, who definitely is a college level player. I know he wants to play in college. He's got his act together across the board, but we haven't heard yet if and where he is going to go for next year.
Yep.
All right, Dave, last topic that we covered on our breakfast. So there is a video of a speech that is making the rounds. Okay. And it's a halftime speech. The coach is lighting into his players.
Mm-hmm.
There's some profanity being used.
Mm-hmm.
He's calling them out about getting too in their own heads about missing a shot or not, or not getting the ball. And he is using like a pretty incensed tone. And it's unclear how the kids are going to respond. But I want your hot take on this. It's made the rounds. People have different opinions.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about Rick Pitino's speech against Providence, down 15, early in the season?
I like what you did there. It's a great speech. It's interesting. He essentially talks about kids learning how to deal with adversity.
Mm-hmm.
And he does it in a Pitino way. Pitino's old school. He's been coaching for 50 years. He lights into them, but he's basically just saying, have some toughness, learn how are you going to go through life if you can't deal with adversity and challenging times?
I think the quote is, your whole life's going to be adversity. Learn how to effing deal with it.
Exactly. And Duffy, you and I grew up in an era when you played for Larry Fulton. I played for Jonas Honeck. You played in college. I was there I was at Stanford with Tara Vanderveer. It was different eras, obviously, but coaches would get on players and halftime talks could be pretty forceful. And that's continued today. Coaches try to motivate their players. And how do you do that? How do you get your players to motivate themselves and light that fire?
Right.
There are different ways to do it. Some coaches incorporate profanity and volume. Some coaches do it in a calmer way. Tyler Gaffney does not do that. Bob Donlin does not do that. Can be very effective. But you got guys like Rick Pitino and Bob Knight who light into their team.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because it's quite clear that, what Pitino and other coaches, have done at half times or on the sideline or otherwise, it would never fly in a classroom or a boardroom. And it would be most likely counterproductive in most settings, professionally
Yeah.
or in education. But there is something about a sport, especially like a sport like basketball, where effort and energy matter so much to the result, where the question is how else do you achieve effort and energy from your players? There are obviously other ways you can do it. And I've never yelled at a team in my entire, years
Yeah.
of coaching. But how do you get that? And one of the things that I feel like we talked about last episode about Bob Knight and listening to what he was saying,
Right.
rather than him calling you an asshole,
Right.
just listen to why. In this case, it's almost like coaches are yelling, and it's not so much what they say, it's the energy they're trying to infuse into you, or they're trying to get you pissed off. I mean, I can talk for myself, Dave. Like I'm a much better basketball player when I'm angry.
Yeah.
Like if I get pissed off, and it's usually not because someone's yelling at me, it's because, someone does a cheap shot, or, they talk a little trash and just go.
Right.
But yeah, so it's a very interesting situation. And the question that seems in my mind very unclear is, what is the line? What's acceptable? What's not acceptable?
Well, it's interesting. You could see this video, and there are other videos that are out there or other speeches. And some kids, it resonates great. And some kids, they kind of crawl into their shell.
Yeah.
And some parents would think, man, that would be awesome for my kid to get coached like that. And some parents would pull their kid out of that school and transfer immediately.
Yeah.
Right. So
I can say, for my experience with Larry Fulton, who called me all sorts of colorful things, and there are many things that he wanted to extract from my innards because I was not performing at the level he thought I could.
Yeah.
I never took it personally. And to me, the authenticity of just where he was coming from, and he would always follow it up with a big bear hug. I mean, he really loved all of us. And so that combination of authenticity and love, as well as just the fact that I didn't get that from any other adult figure in my life growing up in Marin County.
Yeah.
To me, ultimately, Larry is a dear friend, all the way through my adult life. It really benefited me. And I never took it personally. We would laugh about it, teammates would laugh about it after the fact, and we would just move on. And we still tell stories about him to this day. And so it helped me grow up in my mind. But I can certainly see that, especially if yelling is consistent, it's constant, if it's personal, then, it can be very detrimental.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about this before. It's an old adage, but great players want to be coached. And yeah, I mean, Mike Fulton, right? Larry's son, Mike, who was my head coach when I was the assistant last couple of years. Mike had some colorful halftime talk, but the girls know Mike loves them. And another thing if there are already kids listening to this, if your coach is yelling at you, that means that he or she cares.
Yeah.
If you don't really matter, if you're not a big part of the team, or if they don't really care, they're just going to leave you alone. The coach, there's no reason to coach or yell at somebody unless you care, right? So it's very hard to remember that when you're in the middle of it. And I've been yelled at a lot in my playing career, but after the fact, I realized, the fact that he's or she's yelling at me, it means they care.
Yeah. All right, Dave, I'm not going to yell at you this morning.
Great.
Or at any point on this podcast. I promise you that. All right. Should we move on?
Let's get to our interview.
Let's get, yeah. This was, Dave, great job pulling this together. You pulled together this interview like in 12 hours, and we were able to get like 3 pretty hot media commodities on the show in the Nelson room at the same time on short notice. So that was really cool.
Well, we thought it would be nice to have a Marin focused episode, and the view was we have a Marin team that just won a state title. Why don't we celebrate them? And It was awesome to have Izzy McFadden, Jocelyn Jiganis, and Caden Korst join us to discuss the Marin Catholic season and their run through NCS and NorCal's and to the state championship game, which we've discussed a lot. Great kids, just really thoughtful, humble, and I had a great time talking to them. I do want to point out a couple things. We mentioned Justin Sienna a couple times in this interview because they played Justin Sienna 3 times. And I just want to emphasize Justin Sienna had an unbelievable team this year. Coach Andy's a fantastic coach. And Justin Sienna was right there in that NorCal final game. That was an awesome game at Marin Catholic, packed gym. Really, really fun. So congratulations to Justin Sienna on a great year. And I also want to just once again emphasize what a great year Redwood had in Marin and the Redwood girls and Redwood boys. But, Marin Catholic won the games that they had to. You don't choose what division you're in or where you're slotted. You just got to show up and play and win the games. And Marin Catholic won the games that they had to win, and they won state. And I'm just really, really proud of them.
While we're talking about the Redwood teams, Dave, real quick, we talked last episode about that All-Star game that Tom Poser coached. I want to say I spent a little bit of time with the Redwood kids that were on that team. So Noah Tanaka,
the boys,
Brennan Woodley, Tyler White, and TT. Just really good kids, and they're really good vibe about them and the way they interacted. And it kind of reminded me of what I saw when talking to Jocelyn and Izzy and KK.
Yeah.
You could see the connectedness of the team. And I know you went to a bunch of their games. And we talk about this in the podcast, but you could see why they were successful. Like, there was a vibe there that, had the right, coaching, right coaching inputs, the right leadership inputs from, Izzy and holding, players accountable, and then just like a glue player and personality like Jocelyn. So good for them. And I'm not, now that I spent a little time with them, I'm not at all surprised that they won.
Yeah, everybody knew their role. It starts with the coach. I thought KK just set the tone for that team. The connectedness, we talk a lot about it in the interview. The culture was so big. Tyler Gaffney, we've talked about Tyler a lot. He does such a great job with setting culture and the tone for his teams. And that's not easy to do as a coach. And KK, the fact that she did it at such a young age was great. And she got all the kids to buy in. So this was awesome to have Izzy and Jocelyn. Can't thank them enough. And I think you guys will enjoy this discussion with some really sharp kids who have state title.
I am a champion. I am a champion. I am a
That's
champion.
right. That was the halftime or a timeout chant that KK led them.
Eyes
closed their eyes.
Yeah, very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Great job with this interview, Dave. And thank you for listening. Run TMC Nation. We'll be back with you probably after a little hiatus for spring break.
Thanks, Duff.
Thank you.
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
Izzy, it only took me a year to get you a shirt.
It's okay.
If Dave drones on too long, you can just wave at him.
And I'll ignore you, as I always do. You know what you're doing.
Yes. You think you're doesn't KK look tan?
So tan. We won't talk about KK's Cabo exploits in this episode. We'll talk about that after the episode.
Yeah. Offline.
All right, Duff, are we going?
We're going. We're 30 seconds in. So we're good.
Okay. Hello. We are Duffy and I are joined by 3 state champions. I'm very excited. We're back in the Nelson room. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Nelson room. We're with Marin Catholic head coach Caden Korst and star Jocelyn Jiganis and star Izzy McFadden. Thank you guys for joining us.
Of course.
Thanks for having us.
Mm-hmm.
This is awesome. So we wanted to have a little discussion with our state champs. It's not often that we have state champs coming from Marin. So I'll do quick intros. I think people know you, KK. I've one addition that I'll make to your intro. You'll go last. So let's start with Izzy McFadden. Izzy, back-to-back MCAL Player of the Year. Congratulations. Where do you live? Where'd you grow up?
Mill Valley.
All right, Mill Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw today on the gram, 2nd team All Bay Area on West Coast Preps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's legit. All divisions, all schools, huge honor. Just an amazing all-around player. Playing college basketball next year at Denison, a D3 school. I looked it up, Izzy. It's in Granville, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're going to fly into Columbus to get there. Is that right? Okay.
Direct flight to Columbus.
All right. So you'll probably make your way to some Ohio State football games too.
Yeah.
Izzy, I've loved watching you play all 4 years. I coached against you this year, and You just do everything right. You're obviously a lights out shooter. You're unselfish. You play with great energy. You dive on the floor. You talk to your teammates. I just love it. And really proud of you and happy to have you join us.
Thank you.
Duffy already has comments on my
One
comments.
thing to add, we do notice that Izzy has a cast on her right hand. It's a thumb spike of Dave, as well as a splint on her left fifth finger. So she has 2 injuries that apparently she played the last month of the season.
Yes.
I'll address afterwards.
We're going to get to Marin Catholic's amazing postseason run. They did that with their leading scorer and best player, Izzy McFadden, having a broken thumb and a sprained pinky or
It's a broken pinky.
broken pinky,
Broken tip of the broken tip of my pinky.
broken thumb on her shooting hand. And still she dropped. How many did you have in the state championship game? 22, 23?
Yeah, around that. Yeah.
Around there.
Mhm.
Okay. So thank you, Duffy. Good point.
Thank you.
My friend Jocelyn Jiganis. Hi, Jocelyn.
Hi, Dave.
Best high fiver in the county for
Yeah.
sure. Jocelyn was second team All MCal, and last year as a junior she was honorable mention All MCal. Jocelyn is one of those players who just does all the little things to help the team win. You, by the way, are my family, my wife and kids. You're their favorite player. My wife after the game's like, I love watching Jocelyn play. Sorry, Izzy. They love you too.
No, it's okay.
I will say my San Domenico team, we played MC this year. We beat you guys somehow. It was our best game of the year, one of your worst games, but and I'm really proud of my San Domenico team for pulling out that win. It was awesome. Jocelyn, you happened to not be there for that game. You and Sienna both weren't there. I don't know what would have happened if you were there, but I will say you make winning plays. And so I was sad to not have you there because I like you and I would love to coach against you, but I was also quite happy that you were not there. So now you're choosing where you're going to go to college.
Yep. I'm in between Indiana and Boulder. I think I'm going to go to Indiana, though.
Okay. Indiana. You
Mhm.
should listen to our interview with Mike Delosio. First, season 2, episode 1, he walked on at Indiana, which is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, real ones have already listened to that episode actually. Yeah.
It's a really good episode. So, Jocelyn, thank you for joining us. And then we have Caden Korst. The only thing I will add about KK, our listeners know who KK is. She was a former guest. She's a friend of the podcast. Duffy, you might not know this. California Division III Coach of the Year.
Ooh.
So easy.
And she can't even,
Thank you.
I believe I'm right, she can't even rent a car
No.
because I think you have to be 25 to rent a car.
Correct.
So one of the truly, I'm not kidding here, one of the truly great coaches, I'd say, in the state, in the country,
In the world.
in the world.
Thanks.
Amazing what KK did with this team. Congratulations,
Thank you.
KK. Okay, Izzy and Jocelyn, let's talk about the season real quick. So you started off this season kind of, first of all, you went into it like we did with a tough schedule, right?
Mm-hmm.
And KK and I talked about that before the season. So you had early losses. I'm going to just rattle them off. St. Ignatius, really good team. University, really good team. We'll come back to them. Redwood, St. Francis, Salesian, San Ramon Valley. I mean, these are like really, really good teams. So then you went on a nice win streak. You beat Menlo, you beat Miramonte, you had some nice league wins. And then you guys, everybody seemed like everybody on your team got sick.
Yeah.
And you kind of hit toward the end of league playoffs. I mean, Izzy, I remember you were very sick. So how did you guys overcome that adversity of those, first of all, those early losses when you know you're playing a tough schedule, and then when everybody got sick, and how do you guys kind of stay the course and get through that? Izzy, you go first.
Okay. I think it's really just comes down to how connected we were. I think must have been, I don't know what practice it was. One of our early practices, KK brought us upstairs here and she gave us all like the team expectations and a goal sheet. And I mean, it said on the sheet, like we wrote down our goals, personal, and then our team goals, and we decided on them as a team. And it always, on everything that we did, it said, stay positive and stay together. And so I think it was that like connectiveness that like we have each other's backs, like all of that allowed us to push through like injuries, sickness, like everything that we had, losses, everything that we had during the season.
Yeah, I agree. I think like one of the best parts of our team is that it really did feel like you're with your best friends. It's like your family. So instead of like, especially in the beginning of the season, I feel like it could have been really easy to blame each other and like kind of get like separated. But I think we did a really good job of staying together, like knowing, okay, we're going to learn so much from this and use it later in the season, which I think we did a good job of.
KK, how did you handle those early losses? You knew you had a tough schedule. You did that on purpose.
Yeah. Well, I didn't do it.
Right. You were dealt a tough schedule.
But next year we'll do the same.
Yeah.
Tough schedule. Yeah. I think it's helped us. Like, we played Marin Catholic so late in our season. We had a bye week in MCAL, so we only had one MCAL game, and then we had to play Carondelet. And we had some issues the day before, so we didn't get to practice. We went into Carondelet on Saturday, no practice Friday, and got our butts kicked. And it was humbling, but we hadn't had a loss like that in weeks.
And Carondelet, by the way,
So-
went on to win state Division One
Yep.
title, like one of the classic programs. And yeah, that was we had a game that day. I was going to go to that game. I think Tom Poser was there. A few people were there, and they said, "Wow, Carondelet's
Yeah.
really good."
I mean, they played very well. We didn't play our best.
Right.
I think we could have made it a much better game, but they're for sure better than us. But that was kind of a wake-up call. Like, it doesn't matter who we're playing against. We've got to compete against everybody.
Well, one thing that I love about your season is, so one of those games that was not a great game for you was Justin Siena in this
Yeah.
building. And Justin
We have
Siena,
a lot of not great games.
So, hey-
There's like 4. I think we can all think back but then we beat like 3 of them. So.
but it's hey, there were a lot of national championship teams that didn't have good games, and then they went on to win the title. So
Yeah.
you got hot at the right time. But the Justin Siena thing is really interesting because they beat you guys by 20 here, right?
Yep.
And then you turn around, just to give away some of the ending here, but NCS final at their place, you beat them. NorCal final, you beat them. So that's a testament to the 3 of you and to your whole team, and particularly to you as a coach, that you go from a team kicking your butt by 20 in your building to you turning around and beating them in the 2 biggest games of the year for you, NCS final and NorCal final, until the state championship game, and you beat them. That's amazing comeback.
That was a really fun day for us.
Yeah.
After we, like, the second half of the university game before we played Justin in Kezar, it's a huge place, but like our crowd behind us was so perfect. And then when we found out the game wasn't at Napa and it was at Justin,
Yeah.
like all the parents are chatting like, "Oh, we're made for this." Like Sienna said, "What?
We don't choose the ballroom, we just dance.
We don't choose the ballroom,
The
we just
greatest
dance."
quote ever.
Yeah. And so like the group chat was feeling light and goofy, and we take like the Suburbans up, like great car ride. And that's where like that was my first coaching tournament with the group, was at Justin Siena
Over the summer.
over the summer. And I had no idea what we were doing. We had not a single set.
Yeah.
We were freaking out. All of us were like frozen at Justin Siena, our very first time we were together.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have open gym or anything last spring because I didn't get hired till the end of May, I believe. So when we had walked into Justin, I just felt like we were ready to go. Like, that was really full circle for the group.
That's so great. We'll come back to this. I want to get into your more detail about your NCS and NorCal run, but that Justin Siena situation where, so in the NCS final, it's usually played on a neutral court, but it's played in the vicinity of the higher seed, right? So like, for example, my San Domenico team last year, we played the NorCal final at Dominican, right? Because we were the higher seed. They played it at a neutral court. For some reason, last minute, like hours before your game against Justin Siena, they moved it so that it was played at Justin Siena. So it wasn't a neutral court. It was a home game for them when it really shouldn't have been. And so that's why that Siena quote is great.
Yep.
Don't choose the ballroom, you just dance. And then you guys got the win. That's awesome. So, one game that I think was again, I don't want to keep harping on the low points, but I think hitting on the low points makes you appreciate just what you guys accomplished. But the MCAL final, Izzy, I've seen you play a lot of games. You looked half dead in that game. Like,
Hold on, cut off. The entire team was half dead.
Yeah, the entire team.
Jocelyn was so sick. I think Sienna was the only one that was like functioning.
Had a fever under 100.
I think she was coming down with something, but she was like the healthiest we had.
Yeah.
And it showed. Like, that was one of her better games of the year.
Yeah.
She carried us.
And by the way, Redwood was an unbelievable team. They were phenomenal. So this is nothing against Redwood. You guys played them 3 times this year.
Yep.
They were close games, but that game they blew you out. But you guys were really didn't look healthy. And so what was the mindset like coming after that game where you get your butt kicked, and Redwood, congratulations to them, they win the MCAL title. from you guys, right? You guys had won how many in a row, Izzy? MCal titles? Couple?
Oh, MCAL titles. I mean, 4. Yeah.
Yeah. So every year that you've been here, and Joss, you guys won the MCal title.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal for Redwood, and it was awesome for them. But how do you guys bounce back from that?
Go ahead, Joss.
I mean, I feel like I just think it was really important that we didn't let that like get in our heads. Like the next week was NCS, which obviously like those first NCS games were win or go home. So we couldn't like think we never like give ourselves time to dwell on that loss. And I think we like knew that we could play better than that. And I think after that game, we really stepped it up and like proved how good we actually are.
Yeah. I agree. I think we knew that it was not like, that was not a representation of like MC basketball. Like, I mean, everyone, like I said, everyone was sick. Like, I know I felt horrible. Jocelyn felt horrible. Like, we were throwing up before the game. Like, all of that stuff. Like, we knew like that's just not who we are. And once we're healthy-ish, like, once we're like back functioning and being able to think, like, we're completely different. So I think knowing that who we are deep down after that game just allowed us to keep playing. And after the game, we all came together and we agreed about that. And so that gave us like a little extra strength going forward.
Awesome. So KK, you mentioned playing at Justin Siena a year ago, and that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. So let's talk about a year ago when you get hired. And I want to start with Joss. Let's start with you. So your coach, Ashley Saya, amazing. Duffy and I interviewed her and Mike in this room a couple years ago.
I remember that.
She's amazing. She sat right there. So Ashley steps away, and now you have a new coach. Describe that. What was that experience like for you?
For me personally, I think Sienna kind of felt this way too. Well, like KK was our coach for MBA, like at that time.
Yeah.
And we were like did the interviews. We knew like we trusted her. So I think I was never really worried because I just like I don't know. I've always trusted KK and I was confident that she was going to be able to like take what our program had been and like make it better and also like keep it consistent. Like I never thought we were going to be like horrible, but I think
That's good.
That's good. Good vote of confidence.
Thank you.
But so I was always very confident when I like wanted KK to get the job when we did it because me, Izzy, and Sienna got to like do interviews and like listen in and like from like the second KK interviewed, I knew she would be like the best candidate that we could have had. So I was happy. I was nervous.
Awesome. Izzy, how about for you?
Okay, I mean, I didn't know KK. The one interaction that I had was like she was probably like the rudest person ever to be in this interaction.
Can we cut that out?
No.
This is the real talk.
I mean, Ashley was my coach for
When was that?
It was my sophomore year.
Okay, well, no.
Yeah, I remember because it was so rude. Anyway.
Can you tell us?
No, it's not even worth it, honestly. Well, I can say, but I was training at whatever. The interaction was I was training at the place where Jocelyn and I work out with Robbie Montez. And I was like, Schuler, Kalmeyer had come back from college and we were like saying hi and KK was there working out. And we won that year. We won MCALs and NCS and we lost to Central.
Yeah.
And I was like giving Schuler a big hug and like KK was just staring at me. And then Schuler was like, oh, like, what's up, champ? Like 1, 2, like championships. And KK goes, you're not a champ. Like, you didn't win anything. And then I just didn't say anything. And then she goes, did you even play this year?
I don't think I said that.
I was just like,
Aiden court.
I was
I've
just
come
like,
a long
what's
way.
he doing?
I've come.
Little
Yeah.
Bobby Knight.
Yeah.
I've come a long way.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have. Okay, so aside from that rocky intro,
Yeah.
Izzy.
I mean, Ashley was my coach for 3 years. She taught me a lot. So I was like really sad, I think is the best way to describe it. I was like, and I was worried like, this coach is leaving and like, what are we going to do? So like, I was kind of in my feelings a little bit, but in the interview with KK and kind of as time went on, like I just gained more trust with KK that she knew what she was doing. And that I think one of the best things about her is like her love for us.
Yeah.
And that like when people believe in me, like I'm set with that. And I just think KK has believed in us from day one. And so that kind of took away any worry that I had.
I mean, that word comes to mind when I watch you guys play, belief. And she believes in you. And I can tell you as her friend and someone who talked to her off the court before your Justin Siena game, KK and I met for a drink, and you're like, we're going to win. I know we're going to win. That was a NorCal final. Just no hesitation, no I mean, for me, like I'm a coach, I'm always thinking the worst case scenario. Like, oh God, I don't know if we're gonna beat this team. Like even a team that we beat by 50, I'm worried. She was not worried. She had full 100% confidence in you guys, and that showed up in how you guys played. Really cool. KK, how did you approach the new role, stepping into this, storied program? You walk into this gym, there are banners all over the place. There's a state championship banner from 2002. There's a McDonald's All-American jersey in the front. Like, this is an intimidating place.
Yeah.
You're 23 years old. You can't rent a car.
Well, Jocelyn said I was coaching Jocelyn and Sienna. And I remember when we were in the Redwood small gym and the job was open and they came, they were really upset that Ashley had stepped away. And I was, who's applying? What's going on? And then we threw out some names. And I didn't say, like, I'm going to apply. Like, I just, it was not even like, I'm not going to get it. I'm 22. And then when I went home, my parents were like, you should apply. And I was like, why not? Like, just go through an interview process. I just graduated college. Like, that's a good life thing to do. And then I think it was a couple days later, I was like, guys, I applied. And they're like, oh my God. And then it was just like every day, like, have you heard anything? What's going on? And then when I interviewed with those three,
The players.
they like still make fun of me. I was like shaking.
Her hands were like this.
I was sitting there and they're like three here, admin around. I was so nervous.
I assume you guys were nervous too.
Yeah. I like made all these questions and
They
they're
don't
all
get
really
nervous.
bad. So
Yeah,
I
they
was scared
came in
to
with
ask my
notebooks. They had
questions.
notebooks and
Sure, they did their homework.
Mhm.
but the one, like, I think Izzy, she talked about it. She'd been with Ashley for 3 years, freshman on varsity, and
Yes.
Dan was our assistant who had been the assistant the past few years with Ashley. I knew how close Izzy and Ashley were.
Yeah.
So Izzy was probably the kid I had to focus on the most to get her on board with my
Sure.
program, and she was really open to adapting. So
Good job, Izzy.
yeah.
So another word along with belief, Izzy, you mentioned it earlier, connectivity.
Mhm.
KK1 sent me a screenshot. There was a game, one of your playoff games, NCS games, and it was a screenshot from NFHS, and it was a timeout, and they showed the two teams huddling, and the other team was huddled, and they were all kind of standing, 2 feet away from each other, sort of in a general circle, and then you guys were huddled together, arm in arm, a tight circle, just everybody connected, literally physically connected. And that was your team. How does that happen? Is that the players? Is that KK? Is it just this amazing combination? Like, where does that come from? That connectivity that you guys had?
I mean, I feel like it's definitely a combination. KK, like, from the beginning of the season, I feel like she did a good job of setting, like, the expectation that we're not gonna, like, it's not like a one-person game. Like, we were gonna be, like, a team or a family. And I think, like, I genuinely think of those girls, like, on the team as, like, my best friends. Like, so I don't think there was ever, like, I don't know. Like, I think we just we've always been connected, but KK did a good job of, like, she was the one who suggests, like, arms around each other, like, we're gonna, like, help each other, not, like, have to play by ourselves. And I think that made a huge difference. Like, I feel like so many people come up to us, like, my friends would send me those same type of screenshots where it's like, or like they'd post on their story, like, one side is like all divided in one side, and then it's like us, like, all connected. And I think that made a huge difference, especially when we went through, like, diversity or, like, those, like, tougher games.
Yeah. Adversity.
Adversity, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
We got you, Joss.
Especially when we went through those tough
We're
times.
definitely not editing that out, though.
Yeah.
When we went through those tough times, I think that's what made the difference. Like, I think a lot of teams would have been able to handle, like, the pressure that we were under and would have just crumbled, but instead we were able to lean on each other, and I think that was, like, the biggest difference.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah, but Duffy's going to say
Oh,
something first.
Oh, follow-up question on that. So Dante Stallone, probably know Dante Stallone, was here at MC for a couple of years, transferred to Archie. Anyway, he said at one point during the season to our team, he's like, friends off the court, teammates on the court, trying to differentiate, like the friendship, which can make it hard to hold each other accountable on the floor. So how did you handle that, being best friends off the court, connected, but at some point, you've got to tell Izzy, to pass the ball, or, you've got to tell Jocelyn to set a screen, whatever it is. So how did you handle that?
I mean, I think Izzy's probably better at that than I am. Like, I'm not the best, like, the most, like, like, I don't know. Like, I have a hard time, like, when my friends, I have a hard time being, like, meaner to them or, like, say, I don't know. But I feel like that was, like, definitely something, like, we had, like, I feel like we have both ends of, like, the spectrum on our team. Like, some people who are really willing to, like, be more confrontational. Be more confrontational.
Well,
And
I have something to say
I
about
want to
that.
talk after. I
Okay,
wanna
go
talk-
ahead, Izzy.
Like, I just want to say, like, yeah, I'm confrontational. I play with a lot of emotion, and during the season, I've definitely said, like, I've messed up telling my teammates like something. I've said it in the wrong way. I've said it too angry. Like, we all have moments like that, and I mean, I've had a lot of them. But I think in the end, like, we have a separation. Like, on the court, we all act a different way, but then off the court, like, we know that, like, if someone says something, we say, like, pause, like, tone. We go tone, and if you're like this in tone, like, we know, like, how we're saying it. Then, like, it's like, not that we forget it, but we get the message, not necessarily like how we're saying it. And then when we go off the court, it's like, like, you didn't mean to, like, say it like so rude or anything like that. Like, we know, like, you're just trying to help, and so we just kind of have an understanding of how we are on the court versus off the court. Like,
I have something to say about that. I think these girls and I do an extremely well job of laughing at ourselves. Good job at laughing at
Yeah, good job.
ourselves. Like the tone thing. I think outstanding. I think that started because Izzy said something to Cece or
yeah,
And-
I like said
and,
I really messed like
um,
I messed up. I started crying when I apologized. Like,
yeah,
I'm
and so
bad.
then the whole year Cece like is kind of making jokes and then just catches on, or sometimes I'll get hot and
Yeah.
yell. One time I yelled at Izzy like, "Let me coach," and then we went on to like laugh about it a couple days later. Like we all just laugh at each other and laugh at ourselves, and nothing's taken personally.
Mhm.
So I think that really helped. And then like the connection thing, it took a while to like build the connection, and I think we did a really good job, and these guys did a really good job. I probably did the worst job at forcing it. Like you can't force it. And this team, like it took months
Yeah.
to get that connected, but it was really sincerely natural.
But
and
you
real.
would do stuff, okay, like you would have somebody come in and teach you guys to dance, like do a dance class,
Yeah.
right? Or you would do non-basketball things as a basketball team, and that had to have had cultural impact on your team's content.
Yeah, I think it's really important. Like the dance is a perfect example to start. I'm like the only one dancing and everybody's laughing.
Right.
And then it's like the more outgoing kids will like do it. And then at the end, it's like Michaela and Luca and Sammy, I would say 3 of the quieter kids are on stage and doing their thing and have extra glow sticks around their foreheads. Like it's really, and like as the dance class goes on, I like move to the back.
Right.
And I think that's like a total representation of how the year went.
That's great.
Mhm.
Like trying to get these kids to buy in, and then once they buy in, it's like, oh, the leader's like, you take this over. And then towards the end of the year, everybody's on the same level and the same page.
Love it. What role did captains play? Who were the captains?
Well, we had the beginning of the season, we had me, Izzy, Sienna, Cece.
Yep.
And then Sammy had done a really good job the entire season, so she also became the captain.
Awesome.
Okay.
Sammy Riley, a senior.
Sammy, right? Yeah.
So what role do you think the captains played in building that team culture?
I mean, I think everyone played a role. Like captains, like whatever, go up and do like the meeting before
Yeah.
and
Meet with the refs.
yeah, and you're like viewed as like the leaders of the team. But it's like with us, there's not something where like only the captains can tell someone else what to do, or you can't say anything back to the captains. It's just not like that. Like it's servant leadership. We all serve and help each other. And so I think sure, like as captains, but even like as seniors or upperclassmen, like we all organized events. We were like not events, but like team dinner, team lunch, like everything like that. But it like at other times, like other people were doing it too.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't really anything like the captains are the only ones that did it. I think maybe for like a little bit we like really tried hard to get everyone connected, but then after that, like every other kid on the team, like all of us just bought in, and then we were like all pushing each other to be connected, like spending more time with each other.
That's great. So basketballism. Let's talk about basketballism. Our friend David Hollander wrote the book, How Basketball Can Save the World. And he talks about basketball being this way to make the world a better place, right? And he has the 13 principles. Duffy, do you know the 13 principles?
I know number 14. Let Dave talk.
There you go. That's all of them. Cooperation, balance of the individual and the collective, positionless. I won't do all of them, but global, gender inclusive, urban and rural, sanctuary, transcendence, like all these amazing things. Let's talk about basketball in general. Let's take a step back. We're not talking about Marin Catholic specifically. We're just talking about basketball. What does basketball mean to you guys? Izzy, you go first.
I think it means a lot. Like early on, it was like a way for me to connect with my brothers. I have two older brothers. They both play basketball. And then like the little sister, like they would just like hit me or like fight with me. But basketball, it was like a way to kind of avoid that, and everyone can play together. But it's also been a place where like I've made some of my closest friends. So it's like a place where like my family is. And I've learned like so many like life skills, lessons, leadership. I mean, like I'm in leadership positions in school, and the way I act is because of basketball. So it's like I've learned so much stuff that I take into my daily life with me, and that I know it's like giving me a lot of like personality, like giving me like it's like shaped who I am now. So I think it's just it obviously extends beyond the court. It's just giving me basically like so much.
Beautiful. Joss?
I mean, kind of the same thing. Like when I think about basketball, I know like for me, even though I'm not going to like play in college, like it's still been such a huge part of my life, because like you really do like a lot of my best friends, like I've met through basketball, I've met through like different camps. And I think it's just like such a good way to connect with different people. Or like even like my step siblings, like we would during COVID, like I have 3 step siblings and 2 brothers, and one of my brothers and all 3 of my siblings, we would be like on our Zooms together, like doing our dribbling, or like we'd be like playing basketball like 3v3. Like it was just like always, I think that's always been like a big part of my life, and like a big way to just like not, it's not like a stressful place. Like it's just a place where I can be like very calm and not have to worry about other things.
That's the sanctuary. Yes, Duffy.
Do you have a plan for how basketball is going to fit into your college life? Yeah, are you going to go when you find the pickup games at the field house and with the co-ed game, or do you have something in mind?
I mean, I feel like I'll definitely like do club or like intramural or like whatever. Like I know like they have a club team at Indiana, or like, and I feel like that's also going to be a way to make friends in college, like which I definitely need to do. So, so I'm just excited to, like I think I can still fit basketball into my life, even if it's not like I'm playing for one team that's I have practice every single day.
That's what basketball is.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
My take on basketballism, I think Izzy did a good job of explaining how her life has changed because of basketball. Mine has too. Like, I think me playing basketball, nothing to do with like learning basketball X's and O's, but just the personality I created has made me a better coach and a better person.
Yeah.
A better family member, because I mean, it teaches you a lot. And basketball also brings like a lot of really challenging times, and so does life. So it's really important to like not give up, and life goes on, the game goes on, basketball goes on. So you can't give up or quit.
Totally agree. Well, Duffy and I are both north of 50, believe it or not. We're friends from basketball. I'd say most of our friend group
You know what that means?
is we're older than 50.
Oh, I was like, what? What? I knew what I meant. I'm sorry.
We're older than 50. I'm actually 50, right on the nose. Duffy's older. Sorry, Duff.
50 plus 3 months.
Calm down. Calm down. I don't want to talk about it. But basketball's had a huge impact on my life. Just the friendships I have, the relationships I have, to your point about confidence, being able to handle situations, dealing with adversity, dealing with challenge. Like it's great. And by the way, my first 2 years of college, I wasn't working out with the women's team at Stanford yet. Every day I would get back to my dorm from school, and I'd go down and play pickup. And I made some really, really good friends playing pickup, played against some really good players. You'd be amazed at how good the club basketball is at Indiana. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Just, it's great.
just a quick story from just today. So I had a brief lunch break in my day at the office. I went down to Ring Y and went to the gym, open gym. I had my ball, a couple other people shooting around. And I'm looking at the list here, gender inclusive. So a couple of women shooting around.
Yeah.
No barrier to access, not really, I'm rainy day a little bit. And then sanctuary. And so there were a couple of people shooting around that had the most crooked, release of the shot, and it would go maybe against the backboard or the wall. It wasn't going in. One guy looked like he was maybe in his 80s, but he was just getting shots up on his own.
Just getting shots up.
And, just everyone kind of had their own little rhythm. I got up, 300 makes and
Well, that was a little humble brag right there.
That's a lot. Fuck.
well, they were all like so like after then.
right. Exactly. Okay, let's go to your state title run. So I don't know. I should have done some research on how many Marin teams have won state titles, but I don't know.
It's okay.
I would guess 15, maybe. Is that a good guess?
Ballpark.
Mike Fulton has 3. Jonas Honig has 3. Anyway,
How many state teams?
we could do some analytics on that one.
Adrian Payne,
Mhm.
Mike Fulton,
Brooke Smith, Jonas Honig.
Us.
Yeah.
Just the number one up by 1. So your run through the playoffs, I think so I was at almost every one of your games just because my team got eliminated in NCS, and you guys, first of all, you had a lot of home games, so it was easy to get to.
Mhm.
But I traveled to some of them just because I loved watching you guys play. The turning point in my perspective was your university game. So it was NCS semifinals,
Yep.
right? At Kezar. University's really good. I played them 3 times this year, 2 times this year. And that was a back and forth game, and you guys pulled out this win. And just discuss how you guys got that win.
Neil Ryan.
Yeah, talk about Neil Ryan. So someone who doesn't score a lot, like that's your team had these people you would shuttle them in, and they'd play 2 or 3 minutes, and they just play their butt off, and they knew their role, and they helped you even though they weren't scoring.
Yeah, everybody says that, and I can't take credit for it. Like I don't know. I would sub. I mean, Michaela and Bailey were 2 like really good examples. Sometimes they'd go in for 1 defensive possession to give Sienna a break or Izzy a break, and they would come out with like the biggest smiles on their faces. I mean, it was the Justin. I don't know what game it was. It was a big game. It was here, and Bailey like just pass and catch on the wing goes right through her hands and out of bounds. And I didn't yank her. She played 1 more possession. And nothing happened in that possession, but she came out and she was just like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Like the cutest, happiest, go lucky kid. Like she wasn't worried that she messed up. She just knew that the kid going in for her was not going to make the same mistake. And
Right.
if she got another opportunity, she wouldn't do that again. So that's like credit to the kids. Like Michaela's the same way. Neela, I said this multiple times to the girls. Neela sprints on and off the court better than anybody on the team.
Yeah.
She goes so fast. I don't think she breathes. She holds her breath and she books it. And she doesn't usually start 4th quarters, but I don't know the situation. Maybe we had foul trouble at university. She probably had scored 6 points on the entire year.
Yeah.
Maybe 8. And that jumper, short corner jumper to start the 4th quarter,
Huge play.
knocks it down and the bench goes bananas. And then I get that sub back in and Neela's like the same kid, even if she would have airballed it. Like, but she deserved that make, and it just turned the game around and our season.
Your team was a good example of how body language speaks volumes, and coaches love to talk about body language and how important it is. And winning teams have really good body language on the whole. I mean, even watching the Final Four, right? Men's and women's side, the teams where everybody is locked in, everybody who comes on or off the floor is energized and positive. Those are the teams that are winning teams. And you guys had that. Your body language was really good. Even when things weren't going great, the body language was really good. Even when Izzy was yelling at you, Joss, your body language was great. I was so impressed with your team through that university win. And then you guys beat Justin Sienna. So then we get into NorCal's. And NorCal's, you win and you're done, right? So you guys have Christopher and then Menlo and then Marin Catholic. right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Justin Siena. So that last Justin Siena game, third time you've played them, really hard to play a team 3 times in a year. You know, you've got each other scouted. You had just played them like literally a week prior. How did you guys approach that game? NorCal final in your building.
Do you want to go first?
You can go.
You can go.
Okay. I think one of the huge parts of that game was like the crowd that we had.
Mhm.
I don't know, like if you were there.
Of course I was there.
Well, it was like we had never had that many students show up for us. I think that gave us so much confidence and especially towards the end of our season, you could really feel like how much love we were getting from the school, from the entire actual MC, and I think that made such huge difference. The gym was just like, it was so loud, like
Yeah.
everyone was so like focused on the game, not where like usually like we'll have like, you know, a couple fans and like here and there, but I think that made a huge difference. And like in terms of approaching the game, like for us, I think we were just like focused on ourselves. We knew that we could beat them. We knew that like the first time that we lost them I honestly like forgot that it even happened. Like that wasn't like something that we were like worried about. We knew how good they were, but we also trusted ourselves. I think that was a huge part of that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't think we prepared like any different than we did the second time we played them. Like we had our set game plan. Obviously it worked, but like we had our game plan and we were just gonna go out there and play like MC basketball, like as simple as that. And like everybody stepped up. I mean, Sienna had the
Mhm.
greatest game I think
Oh,
she's
yeah.
ever played. Was she 4 for 4 from the 3-point line?
Yeah.
Like
So, yeah.
she was like amazing. And I mean, we haven't been that far in like for, I mean, obviously like forever. And the years before, like we lost in state. And so, or like in like our first game of like state playoffs, but like we've been there, like we've been in this like environment where like the crowd's there. So I feel like we were able to handle it really well. And we didn't get like flustered or anything. And we just went in and just played our game.
Mhm.
Yeah, Justin's a really good team. And I kept saying I think we matched up really well with them.
Yeah.
Like, we are a very fundamental team. We work extremely hard, but we run a lot of sets. I don't think
Yeah.
a team in California runs as many sets as we did. And like down the stretch, we just executed like all year. We went like days away from our Princeton offense because it just wasn't working. And we just kept coming back and trying and trying and trying. And then towards the end of the year, like the girls had it down. So, I mean, I think we all just did a good job and nobody was like, well, this doesn't work. Why do we keep doing it? And me too, like I could have thrown it out the window.
Yeah.
But towards the end of that Justin Siena game, we just executed our stuff. Like there's no way Andy could have scouted for the sets we ran at the end of that game.
On that, a couple questions. First, of the offense, how much of it was carried over from Ashley? And then second question is like, how did you, other than just continuing to run them in practice and games, how did you get better at the execution? Did you use film? You know, were there personnel changes? How did you achieve that at the end of the season?
So we had two offenses, man offenses. One was from Ashley. It's just dribble drive, pretty universal. We made some tweaks to it. And the other was Princeton offense, which they'd run a similar version, more chin action. And we did a lot of 5-on-0. Like we ended every practice with 5-on-0. We would, like this whiteboard would be filled with sets and things to write down. I know that every kid learns differently, so we would also watch a lot of film on ourselves. And I would always tell the girls, like, half of you are probably zoning out, but there's going to be one kid in here who's going to benefit from this 15 minutes of film, and that's like a win in my book. Same thing on the court when we walk through. Like, some kids giggling, not paying attention, it's not helping them at all. Like, they're just watching to see what their best friend's doing. But I know one kid, when we do, like, walkthrough, is going to benefit from it. And then writing things on the board and making every kid feel like they need to know the set. Like, Michaela needs to know the set from her 5 spot. Neela needs to know the set from her 2 spots. Like, Jocelyn needs to know the sets from all 5 spots. And it, like I said about Princeton and motion, it took all year to finally get it down.
Did you guys feel like you got all the sets, or did you feel like it was too many sets?
I feel like we got them.
Yeah.
Especially towards the end. I
Yeah.
feel like we like knew all of them.
Because
Yeah.
you played a lot of close games and you executed down the stretch, and there were some. I mean, you ran some beautiful stuff,
Yeah.
which was
Sorry.
awesome. Yeah.
No, it was
Totally.
it was really fun, and
Beautiful.
also it was fun to like sets in like quick hitters are one of those things that if the girls execute it, the entire team knows. Like if you're just like a lot of little kids came to a bunch of our games at the end,
Yeah.
and they're watch a set. Maybe we'll run like elevator for Izzy or a shuffle screen for Jocelyn, and it'll be a layup or a 3, and the crowd will go crazy. But no team knows what we just did except for us. Like
Right.
if we executed hammer, like down the stretch, we had this base sideline out of bounds play for Brooke. She jabs at the screen, goes baseline.
Yeah.
She had an and one, and like
Justin
Justin
Sienna.
Sienna, it's just like she couldn't figure out how to jab at the screen all year, right foot or left foot, and like when she executed that,
She rejected it, right? Yeah.
to everybody in the gym, it's like, woo, and one. But to us, it was like,
Yeah.
that's what we work on for 20 minutes every day. Like we're so proud of you, Brooke.
Yeah.
And to see the kids like feel like it's paid off is really special.
That's-
So that's what I love about sets. It's a big energy boost.
That's so cool.
You flooded the zone with sets.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
Period.
Okay. State title game. I've been there. I coached in that arena.
You did.
Let me talk about my coaching as assistant coach. My discussion with KK before the game, my advice to her, which she already knew, was don't settle for outside shots because it's hard to shoot in that gym.
2 for 2.
Izzy and Jocelyn both did not have trouble shooting in that gym.
Had trouble making layups.
That's true. That first one you missed. That's okay. You have a broken thumb, dude. Discuss that experience playing in that arena.
You go first. Go first.
Well, I thought it was so cool. Like, I think for me, one thing that really affects me in the gyms is like the lighting in the gym. Like
Yeah.
sometimes we'll play and it's like super dark in there and it's kind of like a weird vibe. But it was so like it was so bright, and I think there was like the jumbotron with like us on it, and you could see
Yeah.
like all of our stats at the time. So I was like definitely trying not to get distracted by that, but it felt like a real like game. Like I don't know, it felt really like it was just really cool. But I think at first it took me a while at least to get used to like how big the court was and how much open. There's so much empty seats and like so many like it was such a. It's obviously like for the NBA, so like there was so much emptiness that I kind of like felt like I was a little like dazed at first, but then I think we locked in. Sorry.
Izzy, your thoughts, having dropped 23 or whatever points you did.
I mean, I really liked it. The gym. I mean, it did. Okay, when I was looking at it, like, or like when you watch an NBA game, like it feels huge to me, like this huge arena. But when you step on the court, like it really wasn't that big. Like it wasn't that different from playing at, or different than playing at Kezar, because that's full size too. Like it didn't seem like that much more daunting. I personally hated how bright it was. And I remember like looking up and seeing my face looking, like making eye contact
With yourself?
Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's insanely scary. But I mean, it was like probably the coolest experience ever. And like you hit a 3 and everyone, or not a 3, sorry. But I hit a 3 and like everyone's courtside and you're getting the energy, like Luka Rocket's mom was
my
like
God, the
basically on the court, like yeah, Izzy, like yeah, and I could just like feel her energy like literally like going out because she's right there. And so that was amazing. Obviously, like everything after, before the game, everything that MC did, like the whole day was just like incredible.
Have you guys seen the movie Hoosiers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn and I actually have a picture
we've
in the
been
Hoosier
planning-
gym
Oh, I
with the
remember.
state championship in the back.
Yeah,
of the
it
gym.
is, yeah.
that you watched?
No, well, it doesn't mean we watched it, but we knew this was gonna happen. We were ready for the state championship win.
Okay, good. But in Hoosiers, a great scene where, the small town school from Podunk, Indiana, goes and plays in the big arena for the state championship game. And Gene Hackman, the coach, brings the team for the walkthrough, and he has the tape measure, and he has them measure the distance from the basket to the free throw line, and it's 15 feet. He's like, same as our gym at Hickory, and then measures the rim to the ground, and it's 10 feet, same as our gym. So to your point, Izzy, you're in this big arena, but when you're playing, it's just a basketball court, and it's just a 10-foot rim, and the free 3-point line's the same distance. So, and you guys did an amazing job of staying within yourselves. It was a close game early till about mid third quarter, and then you guys kind of pulled away. But the moment wasn't too big for you. And it happens to a lot of kids that play in that game, the moment gets really big. And you guys, it wasn't too big for you. That was really cool to see. How about coaching in that game, Coach?
Coaching was pretty. I had a lot more timeout time.
Oh yeah.
So we did some eyes closed visualization.
Yeah, you got the media timeouts.
I am a champion. Media timeouts. But I think actually thinking about it, the media timeouts helped us a lot because these girls work so hard. That's why I have to shuttle in and out. But because we had breaks, there wasn't inconsistency in lineups.
Yeah.
Like I remember at halftime, I was like, we need to use our timeouts. We need to save our breaths. But like when we go, it's go time because like this is who I trust. Like we've got this. So other than the long timeouts, same. But the timeouts were good. Like it allowed me to do my X's and O's, say what we need to do, and then crack a joke. Like because that's what we do best, I think, in practice is learn, and like I'm the first to not be able to focus for more than 2 minutes. Like so, and that's what the game is. It's like a 15-second possession. 15 seconds, and then it's like next play.
Yep.
And so you've got to keep it loose and you got to keep it light. And so I think the long timeouts helped us.
Awesome.
It allowed these guys to speak more too, which was really great.
Yeah, totally. Okay, we're nearing the end. Before we get to crunch time, Izzy, your favorite drill that you did as a team?
This year.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
this
because
year.
I have one that we did when I was a freshman and we never did again.
Okay,
But
let's do both of them.
Okay.
Tell me your freshman drill, your freshman year drill that you liked, and then tell me this year.
I don't even remember it kind of all that well.
Good-
but it was
good
like
talk.
You
Good
love
talk.
it. You love it.
I know I loved it. It was amazing. It was like a 4-on-4, but like rebounding was the only thing. Rebounding was the only thing that mattered, and it was like maybe like one line at 28 foot, whatever that line is, like one line. Like we would like be playing defense, like a shot would go up, but the only thing that mattered was getting the rebound. And it was incredible to see. Like I just have this distinct memory of Cecily, like
Cecily had.
Amazing player. It's like now, or like just like going from one side of the court and diving all the way to the corner of the gym, like where the bleachers are, to get like a loose ball. Like it was the most aggressive. And like, I mean, I was a freshman, super scared, and I like even like started like playing to like this aggressiveness, but it just like it was like the most incredible drill and like the most like amazing representation of like rebounding I think I've ever seen. But I can't remember like how the drill works.
That's all right. We'll get back. We'll ask Ashley for that one.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this year? What was your favorite drill this year?
Ask Jocelyn first. I can't remember. I don't know. Let me think about it.
She loved it.
Yeah. Should I think about it?
My favorite drill was we would do this like I'm pretty sure we did this every single practice, like especially at the end of our season was like 22 and 2.
Yeah.
It was just
Dave
like
knows that one.
Yeah.
Dave, you know that one? It's just like a lot about like we would have to like get out, like go, because it was like there was only we only had 2 minutes to get 22 or like more. So I think
It's a shooting drill.
22 and
it was like layups, obviously, and so we had to like get the ball out, pass it up. It was a lot of like transition, and I think that was something that we definitely like got better at throughout the season. And it was just my favorite because it was like I think it was most fun, and we had the most like connection. Like everyone was always cheering for each other. Like even if we didn't get it, okay, it's okay, we got it next time. Like no, even if you miss, like no one was like mean about it.
So it's a full court team layup drill, and you got to make 22 layups as a team in 2 minutes.
Yep. So you outlet, run around a cone.
Yep.
Ball doesn't really hit the ground. I think our record was 24. And yeah, we started every practice with it at the end.
Love
Because their warm up is like, not a warm up. You know, I got to start something where they have to sprint to make the time.
Yeah.
But that's there. We put 8 minutes and let them do
All
their
right.
thing.
KK, what's your favorite drill?
I like 22 and 2 as well. Like it just got the girls locked in. We do 2-on-2 passing, which they really don't like, but I think it really helped us.
It's a great drill.
Got to complete 5 passes.
Oh yeah.
Duffy loves that one.
One day I had them, like, it was team captains, and I was like, oh, you don't want to be with her. She doesn't work hard enough. And
Yeah, that was kind of mean.
yeah. So that's just, like, extremely competitive, and I think that helped us a lot. One thing we did was this, at the end of every practice before a game, it's just 5 spots, shoot, make 10 threes from every spot, and then to finish, you've got to make a half-court shot. And Jocelyn and Luca hadn't made a half-court shot all year, and before the state championship game, they both made it. within a couple minutes. So that was really fun.
Nice. That was a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's
I
like,
made it too, but it's okay.
girl, you've made it like 20 times.
I know.
Girl.
It's like Carly would make a half court shot after like every practice.
Yeah. So, but like when a kid
No,
like that
let's do
doesn't
that.
get much playing time,
Yeah.
or a kid that like Simone, if she's been struggling to make shots, like she had a couple games where she could not.
Yeah.
And our only job was to pick her up. And so when she made that half court shot, like it's a half court shot, it's so goofy, but like it just lifted her spirits in the team.
That's awesome. Duff, do you have anything before we
Wait,
reach
I remember
crunch
my
time?
favorite drill.
Oh, Izzy, your
Sorry, I
favorite
remember-
drill.
Okay, this is a drill that like we used it a little bit last year, but like this year we like made it ours. We call Neela. Our nickname for her is Nini. So Nini drill.
Nini shooting.
Nini shooting. Yeah. Nini shooting. So it's like triangle shooting. Like there's one person at the wing, one person at the corner,
Mhm.
line at the baseline, and then stop on the opposite side. And you start whatever pass, corner or top, and then it's mid range, like dribble pull ups, whatever, and then we do threes.
Okay.
But like she ran the drill and she was like, I mean, like the energy was always so good when we were running it, but it was super like locked in, you have to get your runs. But like Neela was like counting out the times and was like yelling and was getting everyone in order, and everyone like feed off of her energy because she really does like always have the best energy. And she would be like, we would do it for like time, and she'd be like, it's time to switch, like everyone get ready. But she just like completely like took the drill over and just made it like hers,
great.
and it was amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good job. You got anything?
Shooting competitions with coach, did that happen during the season? Did it happen in practice? Or was it something that challenged you?
I don't think she would have won, so maybe.
No,
Yeah,
no.
that's a great-
Every time
Who's
I
the best
tried,
shooter in the gym at Marin Catholic girls practice?
Izzy. Every time I tried to play, like they're just like they work way too hard and they're way too physical for me. You know, I'm just like kind of soft, so I don't get in there.
Kate would be like trying to knock me over and just stand there.
Yeah, I mean, there were times where I told Dave this the other day. I don't even know if you guys know this. I tried to get the energy out of you guys, and it was me and Simone going for a loose ball, and I dove on the ground.
Yeah,
It was on this side of the court,
I remember that.
and I had chapstick in my pocket, and it hurt
Oh, yeah.
so bad. But I got up and was like, "Let's go!" I had like a bruise like for so long.
Probably still have the bruise.
But yeah, so sometimes like I'd get in there to do something funny or
Yeah.
bring energy, but I don't play with them now.
Okay, crunch time. Jocelyn,
Uh-oh.
best
Okay.
player you've played against ever in Marin.
Can it be like when Grayson was on my team? I feel like that was like.
That's a great answer.
But technically, she was on my team.
Grayson Levette.
Yeah.
She's just playing at Lehigh. They made
And
that
she was like the
tournament.
toughest, I feel like.
Yeah, they set a
Okay.
record in March Madness.
Yeah, that was
Don't say
not a good
that.
record.
Oh my god.
They made the tournament, but they lost to Duke by like 70 points.
That's
Yeah.
a tough team. That's okay. Grayson had a really good year.
Or sorry, not Duke, UConn. Right?
No, Duke.
Was it Duke?
It was Duke.
Okay. Izzy McFadden,
Okay, yeah.
toughest player you've ever played against
And Marin.
in Marin.
Grayson on like our team, obviously, but I would say Hannah and Keely
Oh,
were,
that's
I mean,
Yeah. So Hannah Golan, who I just
Yeah.
saw play at Point Loma, she's awesome. Keely Wright playing at Southern Oregon.
yeah, they're always amazing. Keely is so fast, and Hannah's just like so strong.
Yeah.
Like just amazing.
Good answer. Okay. Toughest, same question, but toughest player you've played against ever. So like I'm thinking, maybe in club basketball, or it could be the same answer. It's fine.
I feel like we've played a lot of tough ones. I remember last year, it was our first MVBA game of the entire season, and we had to play against like Calthor's EYBL, who was the #1 team in the nation
Like
at the time.
Jazzy Davis.
It was
and-
Jazzy. She got it.
She was really good.
Yeah, so that's probably.
So she's playing, I think, literally right now in the McDonald's All-American game.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's pretty good.
Yeah, she's all right.
What do you got?
Okay, I also played. I don't know where I was saying this, but I also played in club. I was on like the whatever 3SSB circuit thing for Adidas.
Yeah.
But it was so embarrassing. We lost by like 50 in front of like Wisconsin and this like one school had come to watch me play, and it was really bad. But her name is, I know her Instagram handle, but it's the Ballard. Her name is Aubrey. She's committed to Vanderbilt. She's like the short, like 5'7" point guard. She wore like a white Lululemon headband, but she was the most incredible passer ever. She was, like when you pass white chocolate, he like passed off
Yeah.
his elbow.
Yeah.
She did that like 5 times during the game.
Nice.
And she was pulling up from beyond, like basically like 2 steps in from half court, like knocking down shots like regularly, like she was incredible.
Duffy, can we have a moment of celebration for Izzy knowing white chocolate reference?
Thank you.
Okay, bonus points. Izzy, do you know white chocolate's name?
Yes. Jason Williams.
Good job. You've been fine with just yes. That's my answer. Yes, Jason Williams.
Guess I know who he is.
Right. Okay, favorite gym in Marin. Outside, I know you're going to say Marin Catholic. So outside of Marin Catholic, favorite gym in Marin.
I just really like the light gym, so Seattle.
Right, it's all about the lighting. It's all about the vibes.
Really, like, I think it makes a difference. I really do.
The new Terralinda.
What about Dominican? Do you like?
Oh, Dominican? Have we ever played that?
Yeah, we played our NCS championship on it.
Oh, yeah. Dominican. I like that one too.
Yeah.
All right,
I would say Dominican and Samarin. I love Samarin.
Ooh, interesting.
Bad take.
Yeah.
KK.
I don't know. I love Archie.
You don't love Santa Monica?
Oh,
I
yeah.
do. It's just small. That's cool.
Small bad coaching. Duffy. Let's have an update. Favorite gym in Marin. What's your answer?
Still Archie.
So Archie, me too.
If it's raining and it has in your trash bin and just essentially be the rain collection device.
That was annoying. What game was that? The Redwood game? Moisture issue.
No, not for anyone who was there. You will remember the game was almost canceled due to excessive moisture on the floor. The officials came over and said if there's one more slip on this floor, canceling the game and you forfeit. That's what he said.
Oh my God.
I know. Terrible.
Wait, but it's not. Is that your fault? Was there like a hole in like the roof or something?
Let's go GD people.
I think it was Duffy's fault. Okay. Least favorite gym in Marin.
Personally, I don't know if this counts as Marin, but I really hate the Crondelet gym.
Okay, that does not count as Marin, but that's a great answer.
I love the Crondelet gym.
I just don't think I've ever like done any good games there, so it brings me down.
Yeah, that is not Marin, but that's okay. We'll allow it.
Bay Area.
That's my favorite gym outside of MC. Is Crondelet.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, what's your least favorite? Well, let's that's a good thing. Let's not Marin. What's your least favorite gym overall?
TL.
You and Jocelyn need to get together and talk about this.
The new TL. I like the old TL. I have like
It's just because she played bad.
I have no. Oh my gosh! The backdrop, the depth perception is so challenging. Last year,
it's just a basketball team.
Last year, and when we played Redwood, like not this time, but the last time, we didn't make a three until Jocelyn made it, and like in like the fourth quarter, it's like
it bounced right in.
It's so hard to shoot in there for some reason. I don't know.
Okay.
I also just it's so like sad color, like this. There's sad colors, you know.
All right.
Stop.
We're gonna have somebody from Terralinda.
I like it. That's what I like.
It's like a hospital.
I like
It's
when
new.
it like seems clean.
Hospital. Okay. KK, you want to answer that question?
I don't like Novato. It's stinky in there.
Novato.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
that's a good one.
All right.
Or bad one.
Favorite player,
Izzy.
college, WNBA, NBA, whatever. Favorite player.
KK, go first.
Yeah.
I'm a big Paige fan. Paige Beckers. I love Haley Van Lith. I do.
Yeah. So do I.
Valid.
I know.
They're both awesome.
Kiki Arioffin's also beast mode.
She's
I don't know
amazing.
if I have
A
a
sad when
favorite.
she left
Yeah.
Stanford.
Yeah. Joss.
My favorite is Flage on
Yeah.
LSU
LSU.
because she's so good at basketball, but I also appreciate her music. Ain't my fault.
All right. She's going to start rapping right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rapper,
she's
yeah.
yeah.
She's a
They
rap-
use her
she's a
song in like
rapper.
commercials.
She's actually good. It's pretty like
She's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is who got.
Katie Lou Samuelson when she
Oh, yeah.
when she was at
That's
UConn.
really old school.
I grew up watching UConn. Sorry, that sounds so
remember.
stupid, but I did. And right now, my favorite college player is Georgia Amore. She
love her.
played at
Kentucky.
Virginia Tech. Now is at,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Kentucky.
she's done at Kentucky, but I love her so much. I bought all this Virginia Tech like gear.
Then she transferred.
Yeah, but I love her so much. Like, I like watch her like her highlights. Like because she's so short and she makes everyone else look.
She's
bad.
great. I'm a huge fan as well. Okay. This is a big one. This is a tough one. Best dancer on the team.
That's a tough one. We have a lot.
It
I
is.
feel like we have a lot of dancers. Kege thinks she's probably the best dancer. I don't know if she actually is.
Yeah.
I think Sienna has a really good rhythm. So when we do our
Mhm.
TikToks, CCB and I do a lot of TikToks together. So I kind of like am biased towards her. Like
Yeah.
she's kind of my dancing partner. So it's like one of those three.
Okay. Non-answer. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Jocelyn.
Oh, wow.
What?
Actually,
I was gonna say myself,
I'm
but
gonna
I
say
didn't want to
Jocelyn.
be
An
any
honorable
worse.
mention for singing. Michaela and
Oh my
Luca
God.
are amazing singers.
What about me?
Okay.
Yeah,
Good
just
to know.
putting that out there.
KK, best dancer on the team.
CCB brings the energy.
Yeah, I believe
She
it.
brings the boom.
Lacrosse player. She can move.
Yeah, she can.
Okay. Favorite restaurant in Marin, Izzy?
Go to Jocelyn.
Sushi Co.
Oh, good answer.
Thanks. I know.
Perry's sponsor the pod. Perry sponsor the pod.
Perry's,
Perry
not a
sponsor
sponsor.
the pod. Perry sponsor the pod. I'll hook you up, Dave.
Thank you. Not a sponsor. We need more sponsors. Izzy?
I have to say soul food or Tommy's Walk is in Salcedo.
Oh, yeah.
I love Chinese food so much. So Tommy's Walk.
Totally. Okay. Last one. Unless Duffy has others. The thing you will miss the most when you go away to college.
KK, of course.
Of course.
I'm gonna miss I guess that's kind of part of it. Just like my family, like all the people here, like my community here, like I don't know, like what am I gonna do if I get sick and like my mom's not there? Like how am I gonna, like
You'll figure it out.
that's what I'm gonna miss the most. My big people.
Wait, go to KK.
Big people. I'm not
KK's
going
not going to college.
Dang it. I was looking for, okay, whatever. I would say, I mean, my dogs, my parents, like I have 2 dogs. I love them so much. But probably like this like family, like, I mean, I know I'm going to go play college basketball and I'll like
Yeah.
make a new family, but like, if we're talking about like stuff I'll miss, like this, I'm going to miss MC basketball so much. Like I've grown up in the program, so I'm going to miss like, you know, not having that.
Well, I can tell you as a coach, my favorite moment of this season as a coach was we had a early season game and Summer Jenkins and Avery Conklin and Maddie Greenstone walked in the door to watch our team. And I did tear up a little bit. Come back and watch the team and support them. I know you will. You're part of the MC family now. And like the bonds that you build in high school basketball, there's nothing like it. And that's why we do this podcast. Right.
Yeah.
So Duff, you got anything else?
When you go off to college and you're settling in, how are you going to first introduce to your friends the Run TMC podcast?
I mean, I'll be wearing my shirt when I move in.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, perfect.
I
That's
feel
what I was
like
hoping for.
I'll probably
Of
just
course
play
I
them
will.
our episode too. I'll play
Yeah.
this episode.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just when you're like driving around, like, oh, little
Like
podcast.
I'm on Ox. I'll play it.
Yeah, you got us. Awesome. Well, Jocelyn Jiggins, Izzy McFadden, Caden Korst, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on your state title. Thanks for all the great years you guys gave to Marin basketball. We'll miss you both, but don't be strangers. And
They'll both be back.
Oh, we'll be back.
well, and
Oh yeah.
California D3 Coach of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dave.
Yes.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you guys
Thank
for
you
having
so
us.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Burke's on his feet. He looks up and gives me a grin and says, "Hey, dude, you too must be from Marin."